My name is Ina Reeves, and I am the STEM teacher at Battle Creek Elementary.
I'm Susie Estes. I'm the assistant principal at Battle Creek Elementary. And this is about our first year, our first year as a school and our adventures in becoming our STEM-tastic self. So we chose Attribute 3.1 as our focus this year. And these were our goals. We thought it was important to establish our identity because we are a new school, about what it means to be a STEM school and establish culture and equip our educators. And that's really fell under that Attribute 3.1. So we're going to just share some indicators of how we've progressed towards goal and our reflection on how we've done. And hopefully everything we share will be a blessing to you on your journey as well. So as you can see, Battle Creek Elementary began this year. We're less than a year old. And what's interesting about our school is we have a plaque on the front of the door that just establishes, if you notice, that we are going to be a school that has a STEM mindset and that it's focused on project-based learning and all the things that we want our students to be that's going to prepare them for the 21st century. So in hiring our teachers, we just laid that out there. So we started the year with a whole faculty that knew we were going to be different. We were going to be collaborative, creative, and innovative. And we were going to embrace our identity as a STEM school.
This is our STEM committee, and we met as a team about once a month. And here's a picture of us, like we just broke down the TSIN rubric here and planned out the year.
Several of our faculty meetings, we had a conversation about what does it mean to be a STEM school? And we had started the process of just collaboratively coming up with a statement that could be the filter or the lens through which we view our instruction and our policies and our activities and everything. Early on in the year at our PD days, we would have conversations about what should the dream climate be at Battle Creek so that we can help our students grow into the critical thinkers and problem solvers and collaborators that we want them to be.
We also have a STEM program that the students rotate into as an exploratory class. In the program, we look at the 4 C's and also develop later the 6 C's of learning. So when we look at STEM in my classroom, we want to look at not only agriculture and STEM, but look at finance and look at business and communication and all the CTE clusters.
We also wanted to make sure that our culture, that we also had STEM activities happening in the core as well. We had teachers that would have the kids bring in trash to rebuild. In 2nd grade, they would do units and open up. Our space has collaborative walls, and so we could open up the walls and spill out. And so you could see that in every grade level, we were trying to provide lessons, not just in science, but in literacy and in math and in social studies that embrace that STEM mindset.
And then we had some STEM clubs as well. Then we also have these grants in the works. This was the hydroponics grant. We're able to get another grant through TVA to maybe power that system with a bike here. And then we also have a church that we partner with that gave us these awesome raised beds where we involve the community. And one of our programs is STEM the Halls. This was during the course of the month of December, and families were able to come and students to be able to build and problem solve and think together and look at what STEM is going to look like at Battle Creek. Here are some great pictures of that.
We also are part of a district that really embraces STEM practices and a STEM mindset. And so every year they have a district-wide STEM expo, and we send representatives from our school. But we decided, since we are a STEM school, that we wanted to have a school-level STEM Expo. And so we planned it. Our STEM committee worked together with our teachers, and we planned it for one night in January, and students worked on individual projects with their families and brought them on display, and we had judges, and it was just a great night for our families to come together and to also showcase the students' skills and their inquisitiveness. It was really interesting to see the different projects they came up with.
And then we have our STEM Expo here. This little team was a 4th grade team that represented us for that challenge, and they looked at making the hydroponic system more sustainable.
We also asked, in addition to our individual students who wanted to participate, we had each grade level come up with a STEM Expo project to be represented at the district level. Kindergartners explored how to build affordable wet weather solutions for our community. And then 1st grade looked at, does a plant grow better if you interact with it? And so they did lots of different types of interactions. 2nd grade prepared to help people in the schools stay safe during severe weather and natural disasters, which was interesting. This was their project, and then not many weeks later, we were hit by a major tornado in the area. Third grade explored how to better use food waste produced in our school cafeteria, and then fourth grade went into outer space, I believe, and looked at how the rotation of the Earth impacts the sun, and explored all those different things. And it was exciting to see how our grade level teachers collaborated. We've established our identity and established our culture, but alongside of that, we also need to equip our teachers to be the best teachers in light of our STEM mindset and our STEM identity. And so we tried to plan multiple ways to equip our teachers. During our faculty meeting, we found that we wanted to model in our faculty meeting what we expected to see in the classroom. So we would try to do a lot of small group rotations or stations led by not only administrators, but teachers as well. We hosted map sessions and other things, and had book clubs. So we really tried to establish that professional development is a lifestyle and not an event.
And this is just building off of what she said. Here's our parade where all the teachers were able to meet all the coaches. And we said no more boring meetings. We want to make sure that we are modeling how we want students to learn. So we made our meetings interactive, and the coaches would meet after school or during the day to help teachers develop lesson plans and PBLs.
We also tried to offer opportunities not only for our teachers to grow, but other teachers in the area as well. So when we went to the TSIN event and they talked about code.org, we were like, we'll do that. And so we hosted code.org one Saturday. We plan to do that again, hopefully this summer, if we're allowed to.
They really loved it.
Yeah, it was great. And within our district, we do after school sessions called MAP sessions, where teachers can earn professional development credits. And we hosted 2 of those through the course of the school year, and where our teachers and other teachers from other schools could come and take part. And the first one we geared towards the topic of restorative practices and discipline in the classroom and RTI interventions. But then our second one, we also talked a lot about project-based learning in STEM. And we're continuing to grow, even though on March 17th, our school year came to an abrupt halt. We've tried to continue learning together through social distancing. We have our Zoom weekly faculty meetups and department grade level and class meetings. We had to finish up our book club through a Twitter chat, which was exciting. Our librarian has maintained a Google site as a clearinghouse for resources. And it's been really exciting to see how our teachers have been innovative and coming up with YouTube channels and using social media to really communicate and stay connected to their students. And they used a variety of platforms. So even though it was very hard to have our year end so abruptly, it's pushed us into being more innovative, and I think helped us further realize what it means to be an educator who has that STEM mindset.
So when we reflected on, how did we do with our quality STEM professional learning, we, overall just felt so good about our year. But then when we still have our goals, we still have some things that we thought, we're not there yet. But one of the things that we said yes is we did well with establishing our identity and our culture. We felt like we need to become more intentional about teachers setting their own goals for growth. We see that we're not yet formally doing the teacher observations where they're really going into each other's classrooms. So we want to do that. Some of that went on, but we just want to make sure it's very intentional. And then we also had great coaching days. So we said, yes, we're doing great with that attribute. And then we're still working on our higher education industry connections. We had some of that go on. I did a little bit of that myself, but just making sure we're pairing those teachers up and finding mentors for them within our community.
We did a lot of good this year, but I do feel like we have an area of growth on that. I found that because it was the opening of a school, we ended up focusing a lot on day-to-day. And so as we are kind of getting our bearings and getting our infrastructure and protocols and procedures down, I'm looking forward to being more intentional about turning those not yets into yes in the coming year. Also, the year cutting short impacted us. Like, we had planned in the fourth 9 weeks to use our coaching days to provide our teachers opportunities to go observe one another. Although I will say, I have seen, even through Zoom sessions, teachers jumping in with one another's Zoom sessions and doing things like that. So that's been fun to see.
Absolutely.
So with our reflection completed using the TSIN rubric, we set some goals and dreams for this coming school year. And a lot of these were informed by our touring the other schools through TSIN, and also the participation in the times where we got together, and the sessions, and all of that has helped fuel our dreams for next year. So some of those are, we're going to add an additional grade level STEM time so that our students are exposed to it even more. And this will be taught by our grade level teachers. We're going to have grade level lunches, like I believe it was Whitehaven in Memphis had, and they where they do learning lunches. And so we can use that time with one grade level in the cafeteria to do, we can have guest speakers and trivia games and do all kinds of things to just expand the learning that's happening while we have our students here. We also hope to kick off our next school year with a focus on the growth mindset, and we're going to do 2 expos during the school year. The first one's going to be a mini one focused on the brain. And of course, we're going to continue to expand our community partnerships and parent involvement, and also grow in the area of peer-to-peer observation and feedback. So we've got exciting things happening. And adding to all that, we're going to begin our process for STEM designation. We're so excited about I think it was 4 schools in our district that earned it this year. So we're looking forward to starting our journey towards that. So Ina, have I left anything else out?
I think that's great. And I just really appreciate the opportunity that TSIN has provided. And it's been a great learning experience. And I've enjoyed learning with you. So
you too. And we're going to really push others from our faculty to take part in anything really that TSIN has been offering, because it really has pushed our thinking and helped us navigate this first year in a way. We were better because of our participation in it than I think we would have been without it. So thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.